NFL Draft 2022. I'm here with the expert, great college expert here, Joe Klatt. How you doing today, Joe?
I'm doing great. I'm better now that we get to chat.
All right, so now it's time for us to just get down to the nitty gritty of this thing. Top 3 players in this draft to you.
My top 3 are Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, and Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame. I don't know, who knows what order they're going to go in, or if someone else jumps in that top 3. Those 3 guys, though, to me are guys that I'm like, hey, they're special. They're game wreckers at their position to a certain extent. I know it's hard. People have been like, really, a safety up there in the top 3? Kyle Hamilton is that good. His length, his anticipation, his instincts. Obviously, we've been talking about Hutchinson for a while and Walker for a while, what they're able to do on the edge. But those are my best 3 players.
All right, well, we have Kyle Hamilton. We just talked to him earlier. Do you feel like he can do something freaky here at the safety position? Because his measurables are just incredible.
Yeah.
When you see the 6'3",
Yeah.
220. What do you think about that?
Well, he can run. He can play low. He can play high. He can play in the middle of the field. He can go and play man. You just don't find players like that. His versatility lends itself to the modern game. So right now in football at all levels, you've got high-tempo offenses that are trying to stay on the field, and they've got 3 wide receivers out there quite a bit, sometimes 4 wide receivers. Then they might jump into a bigger package and put a tight end and a fullback on the field sometimes in the NFL, or 2 tight ends. He can stay on the field. You don't have to sub him out. He can go down and defend the run. He can go, like I said, he's so versatile, a hybrid-style player. I think that's his best value, not to mention the fact that he's so instinctual. He's got great ball skills, and he's a phenomenal leader. Remember now, this guy scored a 30, I believe, on the ACT coming out of high school, and knew that he wanted to play at a place like Stanford or Notre Dame. Went to Notre Dame and had an excellent career. So I'm really high on Hamilton.
I am too, and I think that he's an absolute stud on whoever he's going to. Now, we love talking quarterbacks, but the quarterback isn't the most popular position this year.
Not this year.
Who do you feel is the best quarterback in the draft, Joe?
So I think Malik Willis is going to turn out to be the best quarterback. It's hard. And by the way, when you talk to teams, their board is all over the place on who they think the best quarterback is. Some of them have Desmond Ridder up there as the number 1 guy, and I can certainly see that. But Willis is a guy, when you look at the playoffs, in particular in the AFC, late into the playoffs, and you saw the plays that Mahomes and Allen and Burrow were making. I can see Willis doing that, right? Like, he can manipulate the pocket. He's got a huge arm. He can throw off platform. He can make the defense pay even when the defense is right. That's a rare trait. Whereas, Kenny Pickett is good. I like him. He's got a great body of work and experience. He's an anticipatory pocket passer. And yes, he can get out, and he's thrown some, he can do some of those things, but not like Willis. So that's why Willis is number 1. I've got Pickett right now at number 2, and then Desmond Ridder. I think Desmond Ridder is starting to inch up on draft boards, partly because of his maturity, his leadership, what he does from an intangibles perspective, not to mention he's fast. I mean, you saw him run the 40 at the Combine. Like, this dude can get out and absolutely get it. He was the heart and soul of that Cincinnati team that went to the playoff, and I don't think that that's a small thing.
Well, I have to agree, and they just ran into buzzsaws, from what we saw. Now, when you look at this draft, what team to you needs to really win in this draft this year?
Oh gosh, that's a good one. If you're Jacksonville and you've got a number 1 pick for the 2nd straight year, you got to hit on these things. Trevor's got to be a great player. Whoever they select in this first pick's got to be a great player. The Jets and Giants have got to get contributors that are going to be dynamic players early in this draft, both with each of them, I believe, with 2 top 10 picks. The Chiefs have 2 first-round picks. They've got to help out Patrick Mahomes. They've got 12 picks overall. They've got to get 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 starters out of this draft, because they're going to need to get younger and cheaper around Patrick Mahomes with what they're paying him. I think those are teams. Look at Atlanta. Atlanta has got to draft well because they've got now some holes around the quarterback, may need to address the quarterback. So there's a lot of teams. And I will say this, and this is a total cop-out. You do not win at the top end of the NFL without winning in the draft. The Rams are maybe a bit of an anomaly at this point because they went so heavy into the free agent market. But remember, they did draft Aaron Donald. Who made the 2 plays at the end of the game that won them the Super Bowl? Aaron Donald. You've got to win in the draft if you're going to play at the top end of the NFL.
I totally agree. I totally agree. So, what's your suggestion? I know you've been to Vegas plenty of times, just like me. What's your suggestion to a draft guy for his after draft meal? You know, it's a big meal for the
Oh
family.
man, my favorite. There's a restaurant in what is it, Aria? It's called Catch. Now I'm a big sushi guy. It's phenomenal. Some of the best seafood that you're ever going to eat. And I'm normally not a guy that'll order seafood unless I'm on a coast. But check out Catch. That's my recommendation.
Okay, Catch, you guys are going to give Mr. Klatt some money, okay? Because he just gave you guys a great PR right now. So when Catch does their commercial, make sure he's in it,
That's
okay?
right, that's right.
But all in all, I thank you so much for
you
your
bet.
time today. And who do you have number one in the nation, though, before I let you go?
Oh, next year?
For college
Oh,
football,
man,
yes.
Alabama. Alabama's going to be number one. I think probably Ohio State will end up being number 2 in the preseason, but we'll see how it lands.
All right, so hopefully we can get a Bama Ohio State national championship so it won't be so pro SEC this year. So
right.
we'll see how it goes. But it's your boy Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, signing out from Las Vegas with Joe Klatt, one of the best in the business, and we are gone.